Are there any questions about what we went over this morning? Okay, good. Let's see, portable oxygen, oxygen connecting tubing, large dressing, sphygmanometer, stethoscope. How many in each group? About 6 or 7 now? Something we broke it down? Okay, I'll get several stethoscopes. All right, if there are no further questions then, please go to your group, take your group to the other one, and then whichever one you are. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'll go to the left side. We're going to show you how to do the flail chest. Okay, now you talk to your patient, tell him that we're going to transfer him to the hospital. We're going to get him up as easy as we can. If he can do it on his own, that's even better for you. Tell him to get up. Now then, if we laid him totally flat, if we laid him totally flat, he couldn't breathe, folks. So that's what we call the semi-Fowler position, in this case right here. Now the one thing left that we want to do that we haven't done before we leave is, once again, check that breathing. Once you've secured your bandage to the patient, you've got him on oxygen, he's doing a little better, you then want to go back and try to listen again. So you're going to listen here and here as best you can around your bandage. Okay, no sense going in the back when you've got him good in position and comfortable. That's all we want you to do this afternoon, is practice putting this on. The one thing we want you to do, though, is listen to each other's lung sounds. Listen to what normal sounds like so that you'll know abnormal when you hear it. Listen to the heart sounds while you're there too. Many of you just finished lunch. Your digestive juices are beginning to work in your stomach. Listen to the stomach sounds. You're going to hear those bowel sounds that I spoke of this morning. They're very evident. Some more evident than others. But they're there, and it'll give you an idea what they sound like. The part that we do in the afternoon normally is the actual practical hands-on application of what they've learned in the classroom. We've broken the group down into 5 stations. One of those is bandaging. One of those is packaging. Packaging is basically how we get them together and how we're going to transport them so we don't do any more damage to what's already been done. Another station is just IPS. That stands for Initial Patient Survey. That's where the EMTs learn exactly how to walk up on a patient, find out what's wrong with them, the best way to examine them, to determine what their treatment is going to be. Another station we have is just pure splinting, where we try to learn how to take care of broken femurs, broken tib-fib areas in the leg, broken arms. The station that we also have in that area is the flail chest, where we try to teach them how to, in a case of a blunt trauma to the chest area, and they've got a severe problem with breathing, how to secure that and how to once again transport the patient without any further injury. The other station that's behind me is the airway station. Obviously, we teach these recruits that the most important things they have to be considering is A, B, C's. A is airway itself, must have a patent airway. B is breathing. If the patient's not breathing, obviously anything else we do for them is not going to do any good. And then C is circulation. The station behind me is the airway station. That's how we learn, where they assess, is the patient breathing good? Do we have a good patent airway? And then if we don't, what things are available for them to try to get that airway open and get a viable patient to the hospital. And that's the main thing that we're trying to do, is get a patient that is viable and that the doctors can work with when we get to the emergency room. How are we going to determine if we've got any air going to the lungs or not?
Chest rise.
Chest rise. Please remember that term. You're looking for chest rise. Very important. Okay, in this case, if you'll watch the lungs, you can see that I've got a good patent airway. Patent by the fact that it's not blocked. It's open. I am using a bag valve mask. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not teach mouth to mouth anymore. Obviously, there are a lot of diseases out there that we don't need transmitted between us and the one we're trying to rescue. So we teach mouth to bag valve mask or some sort of device other than our own mouth. Now, if it's your loved one, it's your family member, that's a different story, okay? That's something you have to make the decision on. I can't make it for you. In this case, we've got the bag valve mask. Looks like I'm getting pretty good airway open here. I've got good expansion of the chest. Now then, as EMTs, you're allowed to insert what is called a pharyngotracheal airway. It's a lumen airway, meaning that it's just an airway that you're going to go right on down into the lungs and get hopefully as close to natural air as you possibly can. In this case, we're going to add oxygen to it, of course, and make it better. But it's the best way to be sure that you get chest rise. You must have doctor's orders to do this. As an EMT, as a paramedic, we don't have to have doctor's orders. But as a EMT, you must have doctor's orders. And you can get that via telephone or by radio. For test purposes, be sure you tell the instructor that you have those orders before you proceed. Okay? The main thing you want to do also when you've made your decision to get this, you get it out of its package, you look at it. Do not test it. It is factory tested. You do not want to take a chance on damaging something by testing it yourself. You get everything ready and you ask your partner, I'm ready now, I need you to hyperventilate the patient. What that means is I'm going to give more air to the patient because there's going to be a few seconds here that the patient's not going to have any air. So I want to try to get the lungs as full as possible. At that point, I'm going to take my PTL. I'm going to insert my thumb into the mouth. Now I'm going to have gloves on, remember. And I'm going to try to get the tongue out of the way to where I can then insert the PTL down into the patient's throat. I want to do this within how much time period?
10 seconds.
Why 10 seconds? Why is my rush? Exactly. Immediately go to the number 1 port. Blow it up. What am I doing? Inflating the bulb so that I'm cutting off 2 things. Number 1, I'm cutting off any air leakage coming back out. And number 2, I'm cutting off anything that the stomach might have regurgitated and come back up in my way. Okay, once I do that and I look down here to see if it is, and it is, it's well connected. I then go to which tube?
Number 2.
To the number 2, which is the green tube, and hopefully I've got some air rise, and I do. Now the mannequin leaks a little bit around the nasal area, but there you go. There's your lungs. Suppose the lungs didn't expand. Suppose I didn't have chest rise. What would I do? Take the stylet out of number 3, go to here, and if I'm in, look at the stomach. So the tube is, the PTL is properly in place, and I don't need to go there. I don't want air in the stomach. But it could be that it would have been the other way around. Any questions? Okay, very good. Now I want one of you to try it. Go through each step, and I'll watch you. How about you? Would you like to try it? Okay, I'm the instructor at this point. We'll say, you've walked up, ladies and gentlemen, you've got a patient that is comatose. Please do something for this patient. This is my dad. Hurry up, please. He's dying.
I've got doctor's orders to intubate this patient with the PTL tube.
Okay, very good.
And my partner's going to hyperventilate him. He's going to start hyperventilating so I can be ready to go.
Okay.
I'm going to grab him in the mouth.
Very good.
Yeah. I'm going to inflate the tube.
Okay. Now, what are you inflating now, please?
I'm inflating the bulbs down in there to make sure that nothing comes back up through the stomach.
Okay. Okay, looks to me like you've got some chest rise. That's great.
Great.
Suppose that chest didn't rise. What would we do then?
I would take out the stylet and go to the long tube, the number 3 tube, and we would assume
Okay.
that it was now in the trachea.
Very good. The point I'm trying to make with that is, as we look in here, the PTL tube itself, you can stick it very blindly. You don't need a laryngoscope like we do as paramedics to try to specifically get it into the trachea. We just blindly stick it in. Normally, it's going to come right through into the esophagus. So then when you do blow through the green tube, the air goes directly into the trachea, and you've got good chest rise. Very good. Excellent. That was very good.
When you get through, it's above the eyebrow, not on the ear. One finger should be able to slide underneath there. You should be able to just pull it off just like a cap. Right. And that's the trauma to the top of the head.
We wouldn't apply direct pressure to that. If you're,
Or to the intracranial pressure. Yeah. Well, you want to, that's as much as direct pressure you want on the head, because it's pretty vascular anyway. What it's going to do is it's going to bleed, and it will
slow the bleeding and it'll clot.
Yeah, it'll clot.
Well, it says right here, let me ask you about this. It says right there,
release traction, but not to let go. So that means just lighten up a little bit. Is that
Now, what is this? What part are you talking about?
Only on partner's command.
So release traction only on partner's command, which means when you're through putting the XP1 on him totally, and he's through, and you're ready to move this guy out of the car, you say, okay, you release traction. But you have to tell him because he's taking your command. Because you know when you're through, he don't.
Okay, Richard, we got over you prepped. We got the middle strap. We got the XP1 around him, and he's in the car. We got the middle strap on. That's where we started right there. So now we.
Yeah, grown area.
Okay, yeah. I'm at the grown area.
Remember the difference between the short spine board and this?
The short spine board
goes, but they both go over the same way, but the short spine board crisscrosses where this one comes back on the same side the strap started on. Understand? Right.
Medial to lateral.
Same side, right, same side. Right. And you know how you can scissor in the strap? You can get it connected, yeah. You get it connected, then you need to get it centered underneath his leg as far as possible. And you're gonna have to take up some slack. Yeah, you can scissor back and forth. Yeah, that's it. Then take up slack to get it right. And remember, we're not in a big rush. Spinal injury is a terrible injury, but it's not a major life-threatening injury most times. You want to get it right so you don't cause any further damage to this guy's future. Now, if he's a critical patient, you wouldn't have time to do this. You'd have to load and go.
Then once you get everything finished, when you get the leg ready for transport, then you're going to take this, make it a little tighter, and then you can relax your traction. Up to that point, you hold traction on it continually. Now remember, the femur fracture is probably right in here, so you want to be very careful and not put your swaths over the fracture site itself. That'll be very painful to the patient.
Now, do you tighten that windlass just as much as you're holding
Yes,
traction?
exactly. There should be no slack in it. Now you can't do it. Your partner's going to have to do it for you because you can't let go of the patient's leg. What kind of fracture we do this for? Femur fracture. What is this thing called?
Half ring traction.
Thomas half ring splint, okay? Now you'll probably want one more cravat right above the brake area. Even though you've got this strap, you want another one right in this area. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Any questions then on that?
Well, the purpose of doing hands-on practicals is so the person will have actual practice with using the devices that all EMTs, emergency units, and the truck companies, first responders carry. If they didn't have, we can teach it in front of the class, and if they don't, they can see it, but if they don't put hands on it, on doing it, they won't be very capable and very skilled in using the field. They do it over and over here. About half our time is spent in practical, the other half lecture. So they practice it over and over so they can have a good feel of it when they have to use it in a real thing.
What seems to be wrong with your patient?
She fell off a ladder.
She fell off a ladder. Okay. Was she knocked unconscious?
No, she was conscious when we arrived.
Okay. Got good level of consciousness when you arrived.
Good level.
What's the first thing you did when you walked? Let's see, you are. What's the first thing you did when you walked up on the scene?
We made sure the area was safe.
Okay. Made sure that whatever she fell from is not now going to fall on you. Right. That she didn't leave, believe it or not, a bucket of paint barely hanging that in a minute could fall down and further injure you or the patient. Right. We don't need two patients, right? Okay, once you've done that, what else? What did you do next?
Check the ABCs.
Okay. Visually, when you walked up, you were checking that also, right? But she's conscious, is that correct? So what's very important at this point? Anybody?
Mechanism of injury you need to check.
Okay, true. She doesn't know who you are, does she? Right, exactly. Let her know who you are, who you represent. My name's Stan Whiteway. I'm with the Memphis Fire Department. Looks like you took a little fall here. Can I help you? See how easy you can say that without any difficulty, and it's not embarrassing to anybody. It gets through that little bit of thing of getting permission to work on the patient. Surely she wants you to help her, but you really need to say, you know, just like I did. And you can do it so easily, and it doesn't sound so, what do you want to say, so legalistic, all right? And then you go on and you tell them what you're going to do. Especially, this is a female. She was painting, so you have to be careful, obviously, of when you're checking her over, that you be very careful and you let her know what you're going to touch and why you're touching the areas that you're touching.
Okay.
Okay? And just like you saw me do with them, I'm going to walk up and I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to do several things at once. I'm going to say, you know, can you see me okay? That type of thing, and make a little joke about it like I did. You don't see two of me, do you? All right, I'm doing a quick neurological check. Her head apparently knows she doesn't see two of me. She can see me okay. Now further, as I go deeper, I'll look at her pupils and see if they react properly. At the same time, I might take her hand, and while I'm doing that, kind of reassuring her, I'm also taking her pulse. She may not even know I'm taking her pulse, but I'm doing that. These are little tricks you'll learn in your IPS that will help you and certainly help your patient. This patient is scared, totally terrified. Number one, they can't see properly. And number two, they know something serious wrong and they are scared, so you have to constantly reassure that patient. Let them know what you're doing. Sir, now I know this is going to bother you just a little, but I'm going to place this here, and I'm going to put this cup over your eye. I know you probably can't see through it. He can't see anyway, but don't let him know that at this point. You know, I know you can't see, but what we're going to do, we're going to protect your eye as best we can. That's going to look kind of silly. Boy, you're really going to look like something out of Vietnam when I get done. But you make a little joke, and you just go on, and then you bandage and bandage and bandage until you've got it just right. And what do we always do? Bandage, but why do we want to bandage both eyes? The poor guy can't see anyway.
Sympathetic motion.
Right. Sympathetic what? Sympathetic eye motion, right. Because when he looks at me with this eye, that eye's going to try to move. Very good. Okay.
So
that's very good.
It's going to take 4 hands instead of 2.
It's going to take, there'll be a lot of times out there in the field you'll need 6 and 8 hands. Okay, but that's true. Best thing is try to reassure them constantly. Practice, practice. Get your head bandaged up.
I couldn't put the cup on and do it like that. I don't know how y'all did it, but
Trial and error.
Yeah.
I'll go and hold it in place. Go ahead and hold the cup. Just wrap the cup itself first. Just to hold the cup in place. Just one wrap around the cup.
I'll show you how to do this right here.
Go around the head. That protruding elbow, that really
And if you're doing this, all of a sudden you feel a bullet wound right into her heart. A bullet wound in her heart, right, her heart area, a big hole. What would you do then?
Fresh, direct press.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What I'm getting at is you would terminate your patient assessment and treat the critical patient. If she's got a serious injury, you're not going to worry about whether her left leg is broken out. You're going to treat the serious, stop the bleeding, and see what you can, probably load and go. Trauma, load and go.
That would be just a dressing over.
Yeah, as fast as you can. And get her vitals. If you had ABCs just fine. Therefore, you need to do your vitals to see. Yeah, but real quick, see what you got. Then you're going to probably load and go. If with the wounds in the chest like that, it's going to be a load and go. Yeah, quickly. Okay, but you don't have it's not a heart injury. So far you found nothing. All you know is she's unconscious. Okay. Okay. You and she start waking up. You would speak to her. Then you could say this. I'm EMT Johnson, Memphis Fire Department. We've called here to help you. What's bothering you? You're trying to find chief complaint out.
You're going to see a very shocky patient with a femur fracture. Fortunately, guys, you don't see a lot of femur fractures. It's a big bone. It's very difficult to break. Okay.
Why would you not pull traction on this one and you would pull traction on the other one? Actually had traction on it.
It's just the design, the way the whole thing's work. This is supposed to be almost a one-man type apparatus. Always, when you've got a patient that's complaining of chest pain, that's complaining of angina, you do not give them the nitroglycerin. Now, as a paramedic, I can. What you can do is ask the patient, are you on nitroglycerin, ma'am? Oh, yes, I am. Have you taken any since I got here? No, I haven't. It's in my purse. You may get it for her. You may give it to her, even help her get the tablet out, but theoretically, she has to put it under her tongue herself. As an EMT, paramedic, I can do that. But you can assist them in taking that medication, and that might help relieve the pain. Yes, sir?
Indicative to people who have CAD?
Coronary artery disease? Yes and no. It depends on how advanced the CAD is. CAD is just coronary artery disease, but doctors will determine by different tests on whether or not or how much that nitroglycerin they can withstand. For your purposes, if they're on nitroglycerin anyway, then you can assist them to take it. In my case, as a paramedic, many times the patient's not on it, so I'll look at a lot of other things before I give it to them. I'll look at their blood pressure. I'll look at what other medications they may be on for CAD. and see if there's any contraindication that I know of. If not, I'll ask the doctor on the line. So yes and no, it could be, but for our purposes, we're trying to relieve the pain right now, because pain in fact causes stress. Stress then causes anxiety level to raise. Anxiety level then causes the heart to work harder. So all this goes together to cause disaster. If we can reduce that pain on the front end, and then with the little TLC that I've spoke of before, it'll all work to bring that patient down to where then you can manage them.
Now, for all practical purposes on that, you're going to consider, when you walk up to this air mask and you look at it and you say, okay, I've got to go in that fire. Do I take this bottle with me or do I not? Your guidelines, according to the state of Tennessee, your guidelines should be 1,800 pounds. If that bottle has got 1,800 in it, then it's in service to you. If that bottle has less than 1,800 in it, then that bottle is out of service to you. All right? So, 1,800 pounds, if you had an air mask that had 1,800 in it, you could go in and you could use that, and you could effectively do some assigned task. Okay? If you picked up an air bottle that had 1,000 pounds in it, there's not much you're going to get done. By the time you get in there, it's going to be time for you to come back out. Always tighten the mask down the same way. Never change it. Don't ever tighten these first and go down here. Always start at the bottom. Once you're at the bottom, snug those down. Then go to the temple, snug those down. Anytime you put on an air mask, you must check the air pressure. It's not going to do anybody any good for you to put on an empty mask. So the very first thing he's going to do is flip it over so that he can see the amount of air pressure in that cylinder. The next thing he's going to do is raise his hands above his head, and you'll notice that the straps fall just about at his elbows. Now he's going to lower the unit onto his back while he leaves his hands up in the air. The unit will fall in place on his back. Now he will grab the straps, and while he sort of bends over, he will pull the straps down, which puts the bottle and the entire unit in position that he wants it. Okay? Now he's got the mask where he can work with it. It's in position for him to wear it. Next, he will fasten the strap around his waist. And then he would go from that to his, throw him an inhalation tube. Next off, he will attach the inhalation tube to the regulator. Okay? Everybody see that? All right, now I want you to take a deep breath and hold it. Tighten your straps and reach back there and turn your air valve on. Neck, temple, top. Reach back and turn your bottle on.
Raise your hand if you have trouble.
If you have trouble, raise your hand and an instructor will grab you. Frank.
Turn it all the way on.
Turn it all the way on, okay? If you have a problem, raise your hand and an instructor will grab you real quick, okay?
You okay? Hey, Ron. Hey, how get you in the gym?
Because I'm a better teacher than Roy is. Okay. Now, what does that do to your breathing? Now y'all are going to suck a bottle up in half the time. Okay? You get on a fire scene. You start working. You start using air up faster. You've got to learn to control yourself. We got enough instructors go around here?
Whatever side he's on. You don't want to have him come around, okay?
All right. Now they have to put it in there just about all the way in.
That's right. You ought to be disconnected.
Their load, okay?
Yeah, you're going to open that up, and you're going to take it. He's not going to do it. You let him do it, okay?
Yeah.
You let him take it. There you go.
Once you get it in there, you've got to make a seal.
With your hand. There you go. Right there. That's right where you want it. Right now, make the seal.
You've got to make a seal.
You got it? You got it?
If you don't make a seal, you're going to lose your air.
Get in there. Get in there. Okay. Jenna, you know it, right? That's all.
Got it.
What? You get in there? You get in there?
All right.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Once you get this accomplished, swap up. The person that's out of there can swap up. Hey, Frank. All right, once you get this accomplished, I want you to swap up. The person that did have air, I want you to swap up, all right? Now you're the one that's out of air.
Got it?
Okay.
Hold around.
All right, on my count. Watch out. Ready, set, go. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 15 seconds. 20 seconds. 25 seconds. 30 seconds. 35 seconds. 40 seconds. With your eyes closed. All right? All right, I want you to listen to me. Right now, I want you to get a picture of that mask in your mind. Think about where the straps start. Think about where the straps stop, where they go, where that waistband strap, where it begins, where it stops. The ones that go on your shoulders. Which direction does the type C valve point to? Okay? Think about the air mask. Think about where it is. Think about where it stops, okay? Everybody ready? Instructors? I don't want anybody's eyes open, okay? Go! 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 15 seconds. Keep your eyes closed. 20 seconds. 25 seconds. 30 seconds. 35 seconds. 40 seconds. 45 seconds. 50 seconds. 55 seconds. 60 seconds. 65 seconds. 70 seconds. 75 seconds. 80 seconds. Anybody else? Well, every day, day in and day out, the people that work for the chemical corporations such as DuPont, they're building different types of chemicals that, for the lack of a better word, are going to bring firemen to their knees. We've got to combat that. We've got to come up with some way that we can enter those chemicals and carry out whatever type of emergency procedure that we have been called there to do. With the air mask training and the proper special clothing, there's almost no environment that we can't make an entry and carry out our assigned duties. So I feel like that this is a very valuable part of the emergency program. To me, staying alive is the name of the game. So this right here, I think, is one of the most valuable parts of the word staying alive.
Y'all want to go with my class?
Just check it for
Need to find out. What about the incipient stage of fire? What are our temperatures there?
Does anybody know any of the stages of fire and what the temperatures are? One of them. Anybody? Go ahead. Speak up.
Recruit Craft, sir. I believe the incipient stage, the temperature in the room might only be around 100 degrees.
In a flashover situation. Which stage of fire? Okay, go ahead.
Recruit Conklin, so the incipient phase has flashover.
All right, what about a bag trap?
Recruit Campbell, sir, that'll be the high smoldering stage, sir.
Why is that? What is lacking in that stage of your fire in your bag trap? Go ahead,
If the
Campbell.
oxygen is lacking, sir.
And when we get ready to ventilate a building, we just kick the door in and go in, right?
No, sir.
How do we want to do it?
We go to the highest level, sir, and ventilate.
All right. Everybody know the pressure on their SCBA bottle?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, sir.
All right. Turn around and face the wall. What we got?
2216, sir.
2216. What do we got?
2000, sir.
2000.
Did you check your seal when you put that face piece on? No, you didn't. Did you? You checked your seal while it was sitting up there loose like that? Well, you was breathing through it before you checked your seal. Have you got a seal?
I got a leak somewhere that I'm hearing.
I hear it too.
That's what I was checking for.
No, I'm talking about when you put this on. Before you ever even started breathing, you didn't tighten it down. You pull your straps before you turn your cylinder valve on, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Do what you need to do.
Well, what you've done to this thing.
Take it off. Get up here
Crap everywhere. What I kept trying to tell you guys, you're gonna find out when you get out here on the fire ground about this doggone hair. Can't even get your helmet pulled down. I don't know if you got a seal, you got hair everywhere.
No, it's going tomorrow, sir.
You're gonna get in there and find out if you don't have a seal.
All right, you ready to go
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 6 recruits.
Okay.
Maybe one at the end.
Okay, I got 6 and 2 coming in. Six recruits and 2 instructors coming in.
Stay along the right wall now. Let's go.
Go to the right wall. Go to the right wall.
Stay to the front door. Stay to the front door.
Do that, do you?
No, not particularly, but.
What did it feel like for you the first time?
Without a mask?
Yeah. With it on, though.
Much better. It was a little scary at first, but then you realize you could breathe, and that made it a lot better.
You didn't panic as much because you knew you had fresh air coming into you.
I didn't like shutting off my valve
No.
and doing that emergency valve, but I got used to it.
It's a lot easier to control your breath than I thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
A lot easier.
Yeah, try going through the firehouse and your main valve doesn't work at all. It worked once when I got in there, and that was it. After that, it was emergency all the way.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't actually believe. I mean, it was going to be that dark and the smoke. You know, once you first went in. I mean, it was
really. I mean, you
pretty dark.
actually went and didn't get anything. Oh my gosh.
I went to the emergency. You know, so.
You had no sense to go to it.
Well, if I hadn't been paying attention or whatever, a recruit not paying attention would have passed out because the valve wouldn't come open. Lieutenant Allbrooks couldn't get it open either.
Really?
Man.
What was it like when you went in the first time without anything on?
Right. Yes.
Did it make you appreciate the mask a lot more?
A lot.
Yes.
Definitely. A whole lot.
Like I told Lieutenant Riles when I got in there, I said, I love my mask. I was in love with it. It made all the difference in the world.
Definitely whoever invented the SCBA is best friend. Best friend.
It definitely makes you take those SCBA classes real serious because you know what extent you can go to without it.
It's a matter of, like you said,
life
the
and
mask
death.
is between life and death.
Life and
I
death.
can imagine people going in without them. I mean, you know how they say some of the old firefighters do that? I don't know how they do it. Because I couldn't function.
You die young, I guess.
It was a point there that you could have panicked, you know, that I felt.
Yeah.
You know, but knowing that, like you said, that the emergency valve is a straight shot there always.
And like he also said about your controlling your breathing, you know, if you had a panic, you could have sucked up your whole
Sucked it all up.
air supply. And
I was telling them that's why I went in. I was having a problem with, you know, it didn't sound right. Not like it sounded in class. I was having like a constant air leak. And then once we got in there, the main valve worked once when he told us to shut it. Once he shut it, we could never get it back open.
It's hot.
Hot?
It's hot.
Anything different from what you thought it would be like?
I could breathe more better with the face mask and everything. It just felt like it was it was just so hot in there. It didn't feel that hot the first couple of times.
Jason? I think you said you had 600 down there. You put it on. I get stocked out. Hey, one more instructor. Can we get one more here?
One more in this line?
Yeah. 6. If we can get it down to 6, we can cut through it real quick.
Michael, start giving me 6 at a time, okay?
Be a little easier on the 6 line.
Never know if it helps.
We can do 2 at a time this way.
I don't care. I don't wear mine around my neck. You want to wear it around your neck, put it around the...
Part of the recruits and the instructors.
Well, you have to consider the instructors, because what we're doing is they go in once, we go in 4 times, so they're once. So we're in there twice the length of time, or 4 times the length of time that they are inside the structure. But we have the advantage over them because we know what's going on, and the factors aren't there that they're concerned with that we are. So it's a little
Basically,
easy.
the instructors, stress-wise,
Where'd Jason go?
the recruits. Especially when I get on there.
Jason, where are you at?
H heavy.
Alright, come on up front. We got another group ready to go through.
Age does have something to do with it. Just on the fact, to a point. Just because you're a little older doesn't mean that if you're younger you're in better shape. At the same time, we have worked in this equipment. We know how to control our breathing better, where they'll go through a bottle quicker than we will.
Okay, meet me at the front door.
All right, this line right here, don it, put it in service. Ready? Go. Stop. Everybody take them off. When you take this thing and put it up over your shoulder, you don't want to have your arms out like this. Keep your elbows in. All right, pick it up. Your elbows in. Why? So when you drop it down, arms straight up, it slides right down on your shoulder, and you're hanging up by having your elbows out like that. All right? Okay. Then your hand should slide right down to these straps right here. Hands up, slide them right down the straps. Pull down. While you're still down and coming up, reach for your waist strap, hook it up, and you're gone. Again. A whole lot better. Good. It's a lot better. You hung up? Hey, if you get hung up, that waist strap gets tangled up back there, just let me hear you. I'm hung up. Somebody go help. And that's exactly the way you'll do it on the fire ground. Put it in service, Richard. Breathe through it. Take them off down there when you're breathing through them. Take them off, Lowry.
A little nervous the first time go around. A little nervous.
I'll catch you on the back side. How about you?
Same. Concentrating on breathing slow. I don't use up all my air.
Go to your right. Get on the wall. Put your gloves on.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
We'll work on roofs and
Okay.
all somebody has to do, well, let's have 6 man. 3 just come out.
All right. You all right, Frank? Yeah. I'm right on the other side of the door, okay?
Frank went in.
You did it?
Hot in there.
Fine.
All right, y'all did a good job.
That's my round. That's my air pressure on my neck.
Everything worked like
1,000 pounds.
1,000?
Yeah. About 1,000.
everything worked like you had in class yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, they're not going to let us go in there and get hurt. Worked just right.
Took good care of us.
Glad you listened?
Yes, very glad. This is our best friend. I love it. I love it. I never go anywhere without it.
All day long.
When my wife asks me which one I love the best, I'm gonna have to hesitate because I love this thing. Man, Daddy. Man.
I don't have one. Unless you want to wear this, Mike. Well, we have to announce how many comes in, how many goes out. So at the front door and the back door, they both know how many people we've got in the fire building. If we have any kind of emergency at all, we will shut down all operations and all instructors upon the word of saying emergency over the radio. As soon as any instructor says the word emergency, we shut down all operations and we take the attack lines and we go in. My job on the back door is to put the fire out. The rest of the instructors will be searching the building and getting out the recruit that maybe is lost or gone astray. Okay, so if one of the recruits gets out of the line, then you'll hear the word emergency come over the radio and we'll shut everything down, have the fire out, and that takes us approximately around 2 minutes to have the entire building open and find the lost recruit and take him out of there.
Section 3 going in the front. Section 3 going in the front.
Check, section 3 going in the front. I'm fixing to empty the back right here.
You got to be able to buddy breathe. The man's got to breathe. What?
Mike, you're at 1,000.
There.
The problem is you keep trying to put it behind your hand and stuff. That's what you were trying to do.
Now, how about that? Breathing now? Okay, listen here, look here. When you're in here in this building here, can't ain't no good. You got to make it work. You got to do what you can do to make it work.
Try what he was doing, trying to put it behind.
You're pulling on your helmet strap up here. Look, here's what you do. So look at here. Come down here low. Don't try to grab up here on the side of your face. Come down here, look. Come down here low and open it up. You might have to put it up here around here by your mouth or anything. We don't care. As long as you get some air and get on out of there. Okay. I think what you need to do is come down here closer to the bottom. Don't get tangled up in your helmet strap. Good job, baby. Good job. Buddy breathing's important if firefighters are inside a building, something happens, a malfunction with their air mass system, and they need to get out. If the air is superheated, untenable, or toxic, what have you, obviously if they get 5 minutes into a building, they've got to have enough air to get back out. Something happens to someone's regulator or any other part of their SCBA, that's the buddy system is there to help. Now that's not something that we'll see all the time. You're not going to run into a situation where you need to buddy breathe every day on the fire ground, but if need be, we train them in how to do it.
Go ahead and disconnect.
Y'all been through twice now, Frank?
Get out of my window.
Come on now. Take it loose, Shelby. Somebody on the ground and flat.
Only got about 5 or 10 minutes, Dave.
Somebody open his door. Hey, is this thing locked? No.
Stop pulling up.
Come on, get out. What happened to your helmet? Oh, it's still there. Your head, your face is just that red. What happened to Butler? It's on film. Come on, let him down. Let's get him on that car, y'all. Okay, I see how y'all are. Man, what is this? You trying to turn me upside down? Fall down, fall down. Nah, give me that farther. Come on now, he's on the ground. Flat.
Get the guy who did that. Skip the stairs. When you get up there, take your legs stretch.
That was Tom.
Look, Kelly's coming down. Come on.
What is this? Come on down. Come on down.
Come on, Kelly Hall.
Keep going. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Y'all keep it up.
I had you, but I told her to tell you I had you.
Did you not hear him?
I had you.
Okay. Finish it offline.
There you go. Push out, Shep. Listen to her singing. There you go. Way out there.
Squat, Angie. Squat. You get down. Squat.
Now stand up.
That's not good for the
Don't throw my ropes down.
There he is.
Turn right there.
Group one, you got everybody down there? Yes, sir. What was it like today?
Exciting.
Is this the third day you guys have done that?
Second day.
Second day?
Yeah.
What you like, don't like about it? What's the...
Coming out the window's tough.
The height. It's fun. Once you get out
Once
the
you get
window.
out the window.
There it is.
Now what he's going to do, he's going to attack that and then he's going to come down on it. Okay. So we're going to kind of stay stationary when they first attack and then we may move, all right?
Okay.
But we're going to use the, stand up for me so I can get a hold of you.
Ready?
Ready, Dave? All right, watch me. All right, they got it. Let's get it. Get it. Stay right here. Stay right here. Blow it out. Blow it out. Blow it on out. Blow it on out. Reach on out there with it. Blow it on out. Blow it on out. There you go. There you go. Keep working it. Keep working it. Keep working it. Keep working it. Keep working. Keep working. Don't let it get behind you. We're out, Dave. Don't back off of it. Just slowly walk away from it. Go fill it. You got to bring one with you. Cover him. All right, who have I got? All right, Kraft. Come here. Yeah. You got the flange. Now watch them. Watch what they do. Watch what they do. You got, all right, they got it. Let's get it. 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 Reach out there. Reach out there with it. Reach out there with it. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, that looks like it, Dave. What about it? We still got some? We're down, Dave. Don't back off of it.
1630 KQ 631. 1018 on the scene.
Go fill it. Ready, Dave? Who have I got? Okay.
Sir.
Stand up, Edens. I need to get a hold of you. There you go. All right, come on. Now, Edens, watch them. Watch what they do with that fire. See how they blow it out?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. 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 Back away from that fuel. Carry it on out. Reach on out there. Stay right here. Out into the fuel. Out into the fuel. Out. 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 All right. What about it, Dave? Ah, where'd that come from? Keep on. Keep on. Keep on. We're down, Dave.
Yeah, okay. Back out.
Watch the smudge pot. All right, go fill it. Now watch him, watch him. See? See? Okay, now get it. Get that right there. Move it and work it. Come on, come on. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Blow it, blow it. All right, reach it on out there. Reach it on out. You've got it in front of you here. See right here? That's where it keeps relighting on you. All right, now reach it on out. Don't get out there in it.
All right, we'll be out in a minute. See what you got? All right. When they do that, we're going to have to start attacking the ground fire. You got to get it out in front of you first, and then from there you blow it on out. When I say reach out, take the extinguishment out further. Okay? Dave, you ready? Yeah. Come on. Come on. See what they did? All right, get it. All right, get it. All right, not up in it, not up in it. Come here, come here, come here. So you're getting up in it. There you go. Now work it back and forth. Hard, 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 hard it, hard it. Out there, forward. Now, see where it's at? Keep flowing, Dave. Keep flowing. Keep flowing. Keep flowing. All right, that ought to get it. That's it, Dave. Where are you going? Where are you going? Don't back up on me. Where are you going?
Burn my lips.
Burn your lips. That's what that shield's for. All right, go fill it. Okay, what we're trying to teach the firefighters how to do is to extinguish ground fires and three-dimensional flange fires. Our light water systems will usually attack the ground fires. What you got to understand, you've got to chemically and pressurely attack the flange fire that you see on the pipe that was blowing out from the top, because light water won't attack those three-dimensional pressure-type fires. So with a hand extinguisher, they can go in and do that, and then attack the ground fires with the rest of the extinguishers. Now the one thing y'all have got to watch, particularly on ground fires like this, is the fact that you walk up into it. Okay, some of you think that you're not, but what if our wind shifts on us? Where's it going to carry that fireball that's going that way? Back on top of you. Okay, so make sure that as you're watching the fireball, that's continuing to blow away from you. You saw how we stayed stationary. The flange crew attacked it and then tried to move and sweep. Okay, what we were trying to do by staying stationary was keep it blowed off the main body and let them fight the rest of it. Okay? One other thing, on the flange fires, you need to get that nozzle closer before you start spraying powder. Okay? Some of you were kind of far back and you tried to attack it. Use that first initial hard blast off of that fresh charge to blow it away. Y'all couldn't, a lot of you couldn't see it, but you're actually, when you're standing where we were, and you're on the flange and you blow it, you've got a fireball about this big that's being actually blown away from the fuel and the valve. Okay? So that's what you're trying to do. Light water won't attack that type of fire. That's why you have to use a dry chem to blow it away, take your ground fire out, and then you can come back with the light water and cover it. Okay? Because what happens to the light water when you try to attack that? It blows away and it gets broken up. Okay, so you can see why you have to use dry chem for those type fires.
Form up right here. I'm going to explain this operation to you. All right. What we've got here is this apparatus is going to have a fire inside MAPCO, let's say, or any refinery, any pumping station. We're going to come up on it with the spaghetti. Using two nozzles, two fog nozzles, we're going to push the fire back from the valve. There's going to be an officer in the middle of the two lines, and he will turn the valve off. All right? We're going to start out with a straight stream to cool the apparatus. We'll go to a fog. We'll push the fire back. The officer, when the fire is pushed back from the valve, the officer will reach in, shut the valve off, and the fire will go out. Any questions? Yes?
Does this fire chase back like the flange did?
It's very possible that if you don't stay solid with your nozzle, like if you move your nozzle quickly, if you move it up, if you're erratic with the pattern, the fire can come out around you and burn us. It can come up from underneath and burn us. All right? So it can definitely come around you and come and burn you in this. Here, we got flammable liquid under pressure.
Cover.
Are your nozzles parallel?
No, sir.
No, they're not. Let's get them that way. We're gonna work together, boys, or we're gonna get burnt.
Yes, sir.
And I don't want to get burnt. Step. Move up on the left. Step. 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 Okay, let's see what we got now. We still got pressure, right?
Yes, sir.
Go to about a 30-degree fog. That's good. Step. Step. Come up on the right just a little. Up on the right, just a little on the right. Let's move everything to our left about a foot. Ready? Move left. Good. Now square up on that valve. Step. 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 Fog it a little more. A little more. Step. Step. Full fog. All right, now, see how, look down at the ground. We got to cover the ground too, because we don't want the fire to come up underneath us, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, step. Together. Step. About a half a step on my command. Step. Oh, right there. Now look at the fire down here on our left. It's wanting to come around. Back your nozzle up just a little bit.
Drop it down a bit.
No, no, no. Just back up on the right just a little. Look at the fire over there around to the right. See how we're holding the fire back with our stream?
I see, sir.
Step. Step.
We're going to give him about 5 more.
Step. Step. Step.
All right. We'll give you about 5 more pounds.
Yeah. Step. Step. 30-degree fog. That's good. Step. 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 A little more fog, gentlemen. Keep those nozzle tips together now, guys. Step. 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 Full fog. Step. All right, Ben, move yours up about 3 inches. Right there. Look to your right and look at your partner's nozzle, all right? Keep them together. You got a full fog, both of you? Look how we're holding the fire back. Hold it back pretty good. Step. Easy. Easy now. All right, Ben, look down. The fire's licking out on us a little bit. We need to drop these nozzles just a little. Just a little. Drop them. Okay. Step. Whoa, right there. Don't bolt on me now. Drop it. Move your nozzle up a little, Ben. It's about 6 inches up toward the apparatus. Right there. Open it up. Straight stream on the valve. Get it up. Right there. We'll cool the apparatus a little bit before we start to make entry. Understand? All right, are we ready? Feet together. Step. Inside foot, stay together. Step. 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 30-degree fog. Get your nozzle tip up on the left there, Boone. Move up a little bit. Move it up. Right there. 30-degree fog. Step. Open it up a little bit on a wide angle fog there, Lowry. Let's get that ground fire right below. There you go. All right, yours a little wider too. Step. Little wider, Boone. Step. Step. Okay, we're pushing it back pretty good now. We want to go right at this angle at that valve, right? Right. Step. Full fog. Now let's drop them just a little. Right there. Keep them right together. I don't want that fire to come up underneath me. And I want a good seal at the bottom, too. Look down at the bottom. See what we got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, step. 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 Up on yours, Boone, just a little bit. Not up, forward. Go forward a little, right there. Okay, hold it right there. Good job. Want to hold that fire back. Good job, good work. Boy, we're holding a lot of fire back over on this side. Look over here, Lowry. See it? Good job. You all right? All right, stay right there. See, what we've done is we've come up here with our fog screens and we've exposed the valve. The only way to put these fires out is to shut them out on the valve. All right? Very good. Let's back it up now. Feet together. Step.
Last two. Back
Step.
up. Don't pull.
Step. Back up just a little bit. Step.
Watch your left line, Mike.
What we're doing is we're simulating a fire on an apparatus inside a pumping station or a refinery such as MAPCO here. We've got fire around this apparatus and we're using our nozzle streams to push that fire back. The nozzle stream will gradually get larger as we approach the apparatus. We'll end up on a full fog. We'll push the fire away from the valve. The officer who's standing in the middle of the two nozzle streams will then reach in, shut the valve off, and hopefully the fire will go out at that time. Yes, very realistic. I understand that the firefighting brigade at MAPCO handles quite a few incidents just like this. They use their company lines to handle any small fires that they may get around a valve. Let's open it up on a straight stream and cool the valve. Hit that valve, straight stream. All right, advance, step, 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 step. Watch what you're doing, watch your partner's nozzle. Step, 30-degree fog. Fog the nozzle, Burgess. A little wider fog, let's get that ground fire there. Push the head of it. There you go. Step. Step. Wider fog on the right. Good. Step. Step. All right, don't push. We're going to make one smooth step, okay? Step. Don't push it. Burgess, look down at you. Look down there. We're going to drop just a little. Just a little. There you go. Real good. Good job. This operation is extremely dangerous in that if we don't have total teamwork out of the nozzle people and the people on the backing up on the line, fire will lick around under the stream, over the stream, around the stream, and we can have 6 or 8 people on these hand lines severely burnt. So it's an extremely dangerous operation and it involves a total team effort.
It's wild. It's just absolutely wild. This is the most awesome thing we've done. Definitely. Most awesome.
What is it? I mean, describe it. What it's like to get there.
Well, it's like you're on this side and just a thin layer of water and it's like you could reach your hand through and get burned. You know, it's just that close to you. But you don't feel any heat because you're just holding it there. So it's pretty awesome.
You have to work as a team. Both of you have to move exactly the same way or the fire's going to come up and roll back up underneath and burn you. So you have to pay attention to what the person next to you is doing. It's wild.
And since you don't actually put the fire out, it's just you're sitting there holding it with just your water. So it's pretty neat.
It was hot, right?
It's not hot when you're right up on the nozzle, and then when you're holding the line back, it's pretty warm. But you got the nozzle, it's fog pattern, it cools you off. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's hotter standing right here now than it is up there next to it with the fog pattern on the nozzle.
How much longer y'all got left here?
A week and a half.
What's it feel like at this point?
Wonderful.
We're ready to be through. It's been a wild experience, but we're ready to be through with it.
Definitely.
Now, if we could do stuff like this, it'd be nice to stay out and do it. This is enjoyable, knowing that it's controlled.
Let it go. Foot's got to be up there. Come on back, man. Your head's got to come back. Come on back. Come on, man. Lay it out, man. Hey, man. Come on back. He's a fire.
Improvement now. Leg lock, sir.
Hey, what?
Take a leg lock.
Okay.
There you go. Good job.
What kind of truck rides out there? Can't think upside down? Truck 6, going over the top. Good job.
Request to release leg lock, sir?
Yeah. You got it.
You can go over.
You can't think upside down?
I cannot think of anything. That's good. That's good. That's a rush.
Gas it in. That's the way gas it got when he got to the top. Thought he was freezing.
That slow motion came into play. We know who the basement pumper's going to be.
Stand up high! Where's 14s?
Hurry up! What, sir?
Where's 14s?
14! 14! 980s Macklemore!
Good
Unit
job, buddy.
14! Truck 3, Unit 3, Battalion 3!
How about division? Come on down.
Good job!
He gonna ask the question before you ask him.
Rotate. Make sure you're rotating on there. We have.
My back was made a bit.
You on film?
Oh.
Go ahead, Neil.
You gotta use the bathroom. Good job, boy.
Neil. Yes, sir. Where's 6 is engine house? There's no 6, sir. Where? No 6. Yes, it's a long street now. 625? 825. Okay, come on down, Neil.
It was okay till you had to lean back. It's scary when you lean back. You have to trust your leg. My legs are weak anyway, but talking to them, trying to keep your mind straight on what they're talking about and concentrate on holding yourself, it's hard. It's different. It's hard.
Want to do it again?
I would. I'd do it again. I think I'd be better at doing it the next time. I felt like I was doubled over backwards. I felt like I was completely doubled over backwards. But my leg was cramping. It made it hurt, so I was ready to come down. You don't want to let go. You do not want to let go and lean back.
Ooh, some weight on there now. Ooh, wee.
Who is it?
It's some weight on there now.
It's mine.
Ah, that's Price.
Oh, Lord.
Ooh.
That's definitely a
Go on up there, Price.
You have to think about what you're doing.
Yeah, you do. You said the hard part was leaning back?
The hardest thing is getting your legs situated to where you can lean back. Yeah, people won't be so helpful quick to do that either. You stand up and think about it a minute before you ask.
Ooh, I haven't gone.
I have.
You ain't gone?
It's wild.
Ooh.
What you thinking about? Engine houses, because I want to go ahead and know the engine houses so I can come down.
Come on back. Hey, Price, where's 36s?
36 is 32-15. Third.
South third.
South third.
What runs out there? Don't reach up there. Lean back.
Engine 36.
What else?
Unit 17.
What?
Unit 17.
What truck?
Truck 18.
Truck 14.
Truck 14, my fault.
Come on down.
This is a church raise we use for inside of auditoriums where you need a ladder that's over 35 feet tall, so we can go inside and rescue something or egress up into an area, progress up in an area. It's something that we use to also test their nerve to a certain extent.
Somebody ask them all the questions.
To make sure that they can think while they're up there. You've got to be able to think as you're up on the ladder, because you got certain functions you got to do.
Class 72, would you please rise? Would you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your name.
I, Cheryl Howard,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Tennessee,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Tennessee,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Memphis.
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Memphis.
I dedicate myself to the protection of life and property from fire.
I dedicate myself to the protection of life and property from fire.
I will faithfully discharge my duties as a firefighter of the city of Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee.
I will faithfully discharge my duties as a firefighter of the city of Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee,
in an efficient and courageous manner.
in an efficient and courageous manner,
And endeavor to live up to the sacred trust invested in me.
and endeavor to live up to the sacred trust invested in me.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Kelly T. Benz. Barbara N. Boone. Mark A. Bradford. Dan A. Burgess. Butler. Latanya R. Campbell. Todd Conklin. John D. Kraft, Jr. Craig Edmonds. Larry N. Urban. Thurman Garrett. Donald W. Gesson. William D. Geyer. Bruce S. Golson. John T. Grant. Timothy J. Briganti. Kelly E. Hall. Rodney K. Johnson. Deborah A. Lane. James F. Lawson. Kenny L. Leopard Jr. Michael Leverett. Cheryl H. Lowry.
Oh, just a little bit. Yeah, this is my youngest daughter here.
Scared you.
John T. Lay, second. Major L. McNeil. Nicholas S. Molinaro. Harold E. Morgan.
Great, I put your badge.
Sandra E. Richards. Angie D. Shelton. Harold K. Skinner. Curtis B. Smythe. Richard E. Sojourner. Jeffrey Taylor. Patrick J. Tipton. Curtis D. Watson. Eric C. Wells. Frederick Williams. Denny D. Woods. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would be kind enough to hold your applause, we will present the recruits to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Memphis Fire Department recruit class number 72. Thank you very much. Would you be seated?